Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. This is Bamari. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful butterfly gown using a silky adire fabric. It's easy, it's free, it's classy and always in trend. If you're interested in knowing how to make it, stay to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I will be cutting a boo-boo. So I'll be using this beautiful adire print, and when you get this adire print in market, it always comes in 4 yards in the market. So I'll go ahead to just measure it vertically. So when I measure it vertically, I got about 55 inches. So my customer's length is 58 inches, so I cannot use it vertically. I have to fold it horizontally instead of vertically. And moreover, the design of the adire fabric is printed horizontally, so it is better you cut it horizontally so it can bring that beautiful design at the middle of your gown. So I'll just go ahead to measure my customer's full length, which is 58 inches plus hemming allowance of 1 inch, that's 59. So I'll be cutting 59 inches horizontally twice. I'll be folding it twice. After folding it into 2, I'll further fold it into 4, just like this. Then you can go ahead to iron it down so that it can be smooth, or you secure it with pins the way I did mine, because I went ahead to use pins to secure it in place. And when folding, it's important you fold your fabric on the right side, not the wrong side. Here I have secured everything in place so that it doesn't move while cutting, because it is silky. This our remaining fabric will be used for the scarf. Then I'll go ahead to take the shoulder measurement, which is 18 divided by 2 is 9. I'll mark that out. Then I'll be using a neck width of 3.5. You can use a smaller neck width of 3 inches if your shoulder is not that broad. Then for the back depth, I'll be using 1 inch, and for the front depth, I'll be using 6 inches. So I'll go ahead to just use my curve rule to curve it and mark the V neckline. For the sleeve length, you can either use your shoulder to your elbow length, or you use your shoulder to your 3/4 length, or you use your shoulder to your wrist length. So in this case, I'll be using the shoulder to the 3/4 length. So I'll just go ahead to mark 17 inches. That is the shoulder to 3/4. Or I can just decide to just use the entire length remaining for the sleeve. So I'll just use the entire length remaining. After marking that, the next thing for us to mark is the armhole opening. In this case, I'll be using 11 inches for the armhole opening. So I'll just go ahead to mark 11 inches from the shoulder. You can go ahead to mark 10 if you are on a smaller size. Now from the points we mark the sleeve opening, we'll be taking our horizontal measurement. So you can either decide to use your bust measurement for everything, or you use your hip measurement for everything. But if you want it to be on the smarter side, you can use your bust measurement. But if you want it to be on a looser side, you can use your hip measurement. But me, I'll be using the bust measurement. So quarter of my bust plus 4.5 inches, so that gives me 16.3. So I'll just go ahead to mark 16 inches down. After marking it out there, I'll be coming down by 8 inches to take the waist measurement. So whatever I have at our bust area, which is 16 inches, I'll be removing 1 inch from it, that is 15. Then I'll mark 15 inches at the waist. This is to give it just a bit of a shape at the waist. Then I'll use my ruler to connect the lines together. Then from the waist also, I'll be coming down 8 inches to take the hip measurement. So the hip measurement is just the same thing as what we have at the bust, which is 16 inches. So 16 inches at the bust, 16 inches at the waist also. Then I'll use my curve rule to slightly curve it in just like this. So the same thing I have at my hip area here, which is 16 inches, that's the same thing I'm going to have at the gown hemline, at the down part of the gown. So I'll just shift it this way. After gently dragging it, so from the hemline, from the down part of the gown, I'll be coming up by 20 inches. You can come up by 17 if you don't want your legs to be too exposed. So I mark 17 inches at that down part. So whatever I have at my hip area, which is 16, I mark it at that point. Then now I'll take my ruler to connect the lines together just like this. So from where the lines stop, we won't be stitching this place downwards. It's only where we drew our, where we mark out, that's where we'll be stitching. Downwards we won't be stitching it. So be like a slit opening there. And the same thing we did on this side here, we're going to do it on the other side. So that's why when you are folding your fabric, you need to fold it on the right side, not on the wrong side, so that the line can guide you when you are stitching on it. So you need to fold your fabric to the right side, not the wrong side. So the same thing I did for the other side. I marked the opening of my sleeve, which is 11 inches. From there I mark my bust measurements plus 4.5 inches, that is 16 inches. I mark it. Then from there I came down 8 inches to mark the waist. Then I mark 15 inches for my waist. I removed 1 inch from it. Then I connected it using my ruler just like this. Then from the waist I came down 8 inches again to mark the hip. I'll be putting 16 inches there. Then I'll take my curve to slightly curve it in just like this. After that, I'll drag it up just like this. From the hem line, I'll be coming up by 17 inches. And I said you can also come up by 20 inches. So I came up by 17 inches. Then the same thing I have at our hip, which is 16 inches. I'll mark it there. Then I'll take my ruler to connect the lines together just like this. So this is it. You can never go wrong with marking your work down. It will make it neat and easier for you to sew, because you just follow the lines to sew on it. So I will just go ahead to cut the back neckline just like this. Then I would need to separate the pins. You know, I used pin to pin my dowels. Remove the pins. Then I'll pull out only the front piece to cut the front neckline. Then I just went ahead to cut the front neckline. After cutting it, you can see the way it is looking. You can see the shape of the neckline. Then I removed all the pins on the fabric because I want to spread it out. So after spreading it out, you can see it properly. So I will turn the neckline with a bias of the same fabric. Then the line I drew on each side, I'll go ahead to just stitch on the line. Then for the other side also, the line I drew, I'll stitch on it. After I'm done doing that, I'll show you how it looks like. So this is how it is. You can see I've gone ahead to end the neckline, and I've also joined it at the side. Can you see this side? I've gone ahead to stitch on it. What I chalked, I've stitched on it all the way down. I've done it for this other side also. You can see the way it looks like. So I just went ahead to stitch on the line I drew to the back, and I've hemmed the neckline. This is the neckline. I just went ahead to use the same fabric to hem the neckline. So now that, and I also did the same thing for this other side also. I also joined it at the side by what's really marked. So the next thing for us to do, and I actually pinned it down so that I can align, because now the fabric is slippery. So I pinned it down so I won't make mistake. So after doing that, we are basically done. The next thing we just need to do, these the edges, I'll just go ahead to hem it in by 1 inch. So I'll hem all these edges. I'll go ahead to hem it. I'll also hem the other edges also. I'll hem it by 1 inch. I'll hem it, and the down part also. And this down part also, I will hem it and show you the final result. After hemming the sides and the down part, this is how beautiful it came out to be. I went ahead to add tassel to it, so you can see how beautiful it is. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Please like, subscribe, comment and share to see more helpful tutorials like this. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.